There's perhaps no psychological skill more fundamental than resisting impulse. Daniel Goleman.
Hi, bestie.
Hi, bestie.
How you doing?
Well, I threw my back out, so
no.
have fun editing out the that you're going to hear.
It's all right. That's what blooper reels are for.
It is.
How'd you throw your back out?
I sat in the wrong chair.
Oh, to be in our 30s, right?
We love it.
I'm not in my 30s, but...
You're younger than I am, in spirit and in body. Just not in actuality.
I don't know about that. I have slept wrong and can't move my neck for 3 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Looking the wrong way can make your neck go out, which is, crazy because looking in a direction is the next main job.
Yes.
Age is fun.
Getting old is overrated, although it does beat the alternative.
Yes.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Immortality.
Ooh, as long as my body stayed young and fresh.
Fresh.
So fresh.
So fresh and so clean.
What'd you do this week, Maddie?
I am hyperfixated on crocheting.
Crocheting. Yes, Maddie made me the cutest little kitty cat.
Figment cat.
I'm going to take a picture and post it because this is the cutest and I love it and it makes me really happy.
It is pretty dang cute.
Yeah.
I can't wait to make you more things.
Yes.
Currently, I'm making a yarn ball of the yarn that you said, you're buying me this and making me something.
Yes.
And we left it at that.
Yes. I just kind of
Despite the fact that oh no.
I just kind of put it in your arms and said, make me something here.
And we'll figure out what I make.
I did that with another yarn too. I just kind of grabbed it off the shelf and put it
there's
in
3
your
yarns
arms.
actually now that I have to just make you something. Not to mention the orange and purple that was strictly for you that I have at my house. So now I have 5 yarns.
You can just crochet just for me forever.
Okay. It's not like I'm doing anything else with these. I have no idea what this one's going to be. This one is colorful.
We also got our Starbucks before we came to record today.
We got breakfast. We got Starbies. We got home goods shopping.
It's Bestie Day.
It is Bestie Day.
Bestie Day!
Bestie Day! I'm not doing well with this yarn ball. I gotta tell you, I've had to restart it like 5 times.
Well, I bet you Neelix wants to help.
I'm trying to do it quickly.
He's outside, so...
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got some time.
Yeah, you got some time. He's outside, enjoying the sunshine right now. All right. Let's talk about an episode of Eureka.
Let's do it.
It is season 1, episode 10, Purple Haze. It aired on September 19th, 2006. It was directed by David Strayton. The writers were Cosby and Palia on story and Johanna Stokes on the teleplay. So we open on Henry fixing a very, very tall tower, and he's wearing a patch that says...
I can see the patch.
It says inventor.
Inventor.
So we had already given him that moniker. However, now there's an official patch.
Good.
So it is official. He is an inventor. And Carter drives up just to say hi, it seems like, because they're besties.
Yeah.
I mean, we're besties. Henry and Carter.
They're getting to be besties.
They are besties.
Sure.
No, I mean, I think him just driving by just to say what up, it's official. They are besties.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy inside.
Yeah.
And the tower is some sort of cell tower. He says it's a cellular satellite Wi-Fi communications tower. So many things.
Yes. Basically, people in Eureka are going to get hella good cell service.
Right. Which, can I have one of those next to my house, please?
Oh, please. The reception around Orlando is just terrible. No matter what service you have, everything's terrible.
Yeah. And then there was that day a while back where all AT&T service went out for
that
like
was
a
a
whole
nightmare
day.
for me.
I didn't notice.
I was on my way to a wedding, and my second was running late.
Oh,
and
no.
Called me, and I'm getting ready for a wedding, and they're running like 45 minutes late.
Oh, no.
And I didn't get the message, and I couldn't get any information about what we were doing. I had to go inside to get all the information. Like, I couldn't just pull it up from my car. It was a nightmare. It was very, like, the drive was fine. It was kind of peaceful, actually, not having, like,
People
to
messaging
worry.
you,
Like,
yeah.
and I don't know, driving felt really peaceful. To not have to worry about, like, what my phone's doing.
Yeah.
Not that I'm on my phone when I drive, but, you know.
Well, we all have the Apple CarPlay and
Right.
all that stuff, but I didn't notice because I was at home all day. And
On your
so
Wi-Fi?
I was on my Wi-Fi
Yeah.
all day. So I didn't even know anything happened until I looked at, like, Facebook, or I think I did go to work that night, and it was kind of weird when I left for work, but then it got fixed by the time I got to the office.
I actually had to do the thing where I, like, messaged my emergency contacts to be like, hey, cell service is out. If something happens, email me because I will be on Wi-Fi.
But in Eureka, they won't have to worry about that.
They won't. They have a fancy new cell tower.
New cell tower. So Jack can't watch his sports ball game because Fargo called. And Henry already knows that it's something about music. He says, Wagner. Okay, Henry. Obviously this is a problem.
Yeah, obviously people know what's going on.
Yes. And we get to a field, an orchard of some sort, where we hear the classical music of Wagner. It's Ride of the Valkyries. Yes. And a guy in a semi-hazmat suit.
But not super hazmat.
Not super I don't feel like it's really protecting you from...
No. It's unzipped. It's just around the waist. It's
it may as well be a beekeeper suit without the helmet.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
But he's in this semi-hazmat suit, and we later learn that he is Seth Osborne, Dr. Seth Osborne.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I love the smell of pesticide in the morning. All of the shout-outs here to Apocalypse Now. Because it's very Apocalypse Now about it.
100%.
So, Fargo heckles Seth from the fence line.
Yes.
And Seth is not amused. And he chases Fargo with his remote-controlled chopper.
Well, it wasn't a chopper, a crop duster.
Yes, it was a crop duster, but it was like a helicopter style.
Yeah, it was like a drone.
Yeah. So he chases him with his remote control helicopter crop duster. And what I love, though, is the way that Fargo heckles Seth.
Yeah, what does he say?
Biopharmacology is just a fancy word for gardening.
Which, you know, I feel like if you're going to be a scientist, it's really like the cottage core of science.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I was like, sick burn, bro.
You got him, buddy. Good job.
And Carter arrives. Fargo can't take the music anymore. He just can't take it.
I can't blame him. That music was loud.
It was loud, and Fargo can't sleep.
Yeah,
like, have a little
buddy.
respect for people trying to sleep so that they can work in the morning.
Yes, but the sun was still very much out.
True.
But apparently it had been going on for a long time.
Yes, and not too long after this, the sun goes down, and he's in bed. But Fargo is trying to contend, I am the grease on the cogs that turn the gears in this machine that is Eureka.
So cute, Fargo.
Know your worth, Fargo.
Yeah. No imposter syndrome there, buddy. To be a white male.
Yeah, he knows his worth. Or at least he has hubris about his worth. Fargo and Carter go through the orchard of night-blooming Necrosomnium violacea.
Easy for you to say.
That's what Seth calls them.
Yes.
And
anything that starts with necro doesn't sound like a great thing.
yeah, necromancy.
Necrophilia.
I was about to say necrolepsy, but that's narcolepsy.
That's narcolepsy, and that's sleep, not death.
Yes. Carter plays dad to the bickering boys, is what I wrote.
Yes, he does. Look out your own windows.
And then presumably, after he gets them kind of separated, he goes back to his beer, steak, and sports ball. And then we see Allie and Stark, and they're having a quiet night in with Chinese takeout.
Allison looks nice.
Allison looks very nice. She obviously finds this to be a date.
Yes.
And Allie mentions that it's nice to see him do something spontaneous. spontaneous.
Flirty,
Super
cute.
flirty. And then Stark starts talking about his obsession, the artifact.
And magic is ruined.
Ruined. She gets clearly annoyed and disappointed. Not just annoyed, but like disappointed. Like, I thought this was a date, but you just want to talk about work.
It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
She got her hopes up. And you can tell that, like, there definitely is some of that love still there.
Oh, yeah. No,
Like, the feelings
she's
are there.
absolutely still attracted to him and still has feelings for him. But the reason they're getting divorced is because he's obsessed with his job and can't think of anything else.
And he's not present.
Yeah. And this is kind of further cementing that, I think, which is...
Oh, absolutely.
Which is unfortunate. Because he still clearly has feelings for her.
Right.
He's just obsessed with this artifact and with work in general.
Yep.
So then we get to Sarah.
Yes.
And Zoe is watching his game, watching Jack's game.
Cursing at the players.
Eating his steak, but not drinking his beer.
Nope, she had ginger ale.
It is ginger ale. And Carter thinks he handled it, quote unquote, handled it with Fargo and Seth.
And then they have such a sweet daddy-daughter sportsy moment.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're not a sports ball person, but my dad and I definitely watch sports together. And whenever I watch sports with him, I'm so much more into it than, like, when I just watch a game on TV or something.
Yeah.
And it was just such a cute little bonding, like, their relationship's growing moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It was super cute because while my dad and I did not do that with sports, because I was never into sports, my dad wasn't huge into sports, we're both science, sci-fi nerds. So we would watch Sequest DSV together.
Nice.
And Star Trek Voyager and Deep Space Nine. And we also watched Cheers and Married with Children as a family.
Oh.
Yeah.
That explains why you like my humor so much.
Oh, absolutely. Cheers is probably still one of my all-time favorite sitcoms.
It's so good. I watched it a lot growing up.
And Ted Danson is a treasure.
He is.
And should be protected at all costs.
At all cost.
So the next scene, we see Fargo in bed.
Yes.
He's getting all comfy. And he's talking to his fish, named Warren.
Like from Buffy?
No, I think this is named after Warren King, the original director from the first episode.
Oh, that's cute.
Like, he just has a thing for the directors of Global Dynamics.
That's precious.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he named his
Probably.
fish after Warren King.
Yeah.
And he lays down for restful sleep.
But alas.
Yeah, Ride of the Valkyries starts playing again. He is not pleased and goes out to the field in full camo to sabotage the speakers.
Yes.
Seth catches him, though, and says he's going to change Fargo's religion.
Which is the funniest, like, threat I've ever heard in my life. I'm gonna start saying that.
Well, only if you're holding, like, scissors or some sort of sharp object. Because you do know how he's going to change the religion, right?
No.
Circumcision. That is what he's trying. Did you miss that whole thing?
Yes.
He's holding gardening shears and says,
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
change your religion. He's talking about circumcision.
That's fucking hysterical. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, oh, what a funny early 2000s threat.
Wow. Yeah, so that's threat number 1 to someone's manhood in this episode. So yeah, Seth has some serious pent-up aggression happening right now. And both Fargo and Seth pass out mid-chase. Then we see Allie passing out on the couch, Nathan in his car, a bike rider mid-pedal, and the Baker twins in the middle
Game of
of
chess.
a nighttime park bench chess game?
Why not?
I suppose.
I mean, if they're the clones probably don't have to sleep.
They could be the clones. No, clones still have to sleep. They're still human. They're just clones. But they still have human... They're still human.
That's true.
So, but yeah, they pass out. I just don't understand why they're playing chess in the park on a bench, not at a table, in the middle of the night. That's just weird to me.
It's Eureka, man.
It is
We don't ask those
Eureka,
kinds of
man.
questions.
Henry didn't even have time to get inside of his truck and fell asleep on the door.
Yes.
So obviously something Eureka-y is going on.
Right.
Yes.
Something is amiss. And it pans to the cell tower.
Yes. Safe to say something strange is happening is what I put in my notes.
Indeed.
And then we get credits.
Opening credits.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
I love that you have no notes, but you just know, oh, that's when the opening credits happen. Like, you have the episode playing in your head right now, don't you?
I do. Yeah. Well, you see, when I didn't sleep last night, I watched it. And then I rewatched it while I was showering.
Oh. How do you... Wait, what?
Do you not know
do you
about
have a TV in your shower?
Do you not know about my shower rig?
I do not.
So, in my shower, I have, like, one of those, like... You can just get it from Amazon. It's, like, a metal, like, rack, like, shelves.
Yeah.
Because I ran out of room. But on one of them, I put my phone playing stuff. Because if I do music or nothing, my brain wanders too much. But if there's, like, a show playing, it stays linear.
Is your phone waterproof?
All iPhones are moderately waterproof.
Fascinating.
It's true. Like, they didn't used to be. Like, and you don't, like, go swimming with it in your pocket. But, like, if it rains or something, your phone's going to be all right.
Huh. I mean, I go swimming with my watch on, but that's different.
Yeah, I think it's, like, up to a couple feet that the iPhones are okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, especially since I dropped my phone in the toilet the other day.
Good job. Yeah, no, so I have a little setup, and I watch movies or TV, whatever I'm watching, in the shower. And it's a nice little...
That's really good for my sister, too. Early iPhones, she ruined at least 3 by dropping them in her glass of water on her bedside table.
It's impressive.
Yeah. So we come back from credits, and Allie wakes up late and irritable.
Yes.
Henry is super irritable.
He's so grumpy.
So grumpy. Joe is being weird and flirty and
I like this Joe.
giggly.
Hair down, making jokes.
And just happy.
Just wants to go have fun.
Girls just want to have fun, Maddie.
Girls do just want to have fun.
Seth comes into the sheriff's office demanding Fargo's arrest. And Carter is skeptical that Fargo could knock Seth out.
Yes.
Because Seth is a big dude.
And Fargo is not.
No, Fargo is a smaller gentleman. Smaller dude.
We love our short kings.
We do. And especially Fargo, honestly. I love Fargo. But he ain't knocking Seth out. No. Then we get to Global Dynamics, and Carter is walking past these things. They look like MRI machines, but they're not. They are sleep pods.
Oh, I thought they were MRI machines.
No, I'm pretty sure they're sleep pods.
I thought he was just sleeping in an MRI machine, which
Fargo is napping in one, but there's so many of them all in a row, and they don't look like they really slide in and out, so that's what makes me think they're not MRI machines, that they're just sleep pods at Global Dynamics, and I'm going, we need those at our office.
Have you ever had an MRI?
I have not.
Oh, I slept so good in my MRI.
Yeah.
It's like an enclosed space. There was cold air blowing on my face, and it was just like a repetitive noise. Ugh. Sign me up again.
A lot of people hate them because they're all claustrophobic and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It was so cozy.
I have a feeling I'd be fine.
She's like, you fell asleep. And I was like, did I move? And she's like, no. And I was like, so we're good? And she's like, yeah, it's just not the most normal thing. And I was like, oh.
I had something similar. I had a lower CT scan.
Yeah, that is similar.
But I don't think it went over my top half.
No, that's usually more like a...
It was just over my bottom half.
Yeah.
So...
It's localized.
That was when I had appendicitis.
Oh.
But yes, I have decided, though, that we need these sleep pods at work.
Yes, I would love that.
So that we could just go nap in between
MRI
shifts.
machines, whatever they are.
Yeah. And Jack rudely wakes Fargo up, napping in one.
I would be furious.
Jack is going to take Fargo to a jail cell for trespassing and vandalism.
Yes.
And Fargo, basically confessed, so it's, okay, yeah, you're coming to the jail cell, at least to sleep it off, which Fargo should be happy about that.
Right.
I can take a nap, okay. Allie's mood has shifted.
Yes, she's, vivacious.
She looks nice.
She feels nice.
She's smelling the flowers.
She's got her hair down and loose in a nice little dress.
Yes.
She's flirty.
And Nathan wants Fargo to stay at work, but Jack is trying to arrest him. And Allie says what we are all thinking in this moment. Don't you two ever get tired of bickering?
And they say
both
no.
say it at the same time.
No.
No.
Not really. No.
In this moment, the love triangle subtext becomes text.
Oh, yes. There was no holding back at that moment.
No.
You can never separate the personal from the professional.
Like your problem with Carter is strictly professional.
I hate the way he looks at you.
Oh, I don't look at her.
Oh, please. Like a shark-eyeing chum.
Really?
No, I mean, well, yes. I mean, you look good, yeah. But we gotta stay on topic here.
Am I supposed to ignore that Mayberry's hitting on my wife?
You do realize I'm standing right here.
First of all, Nathan, you and I are separated, so Carter or anyone else can make a move anytime they want to. Second of all, I'm not the one who turned a perfectly pleasant dinner into a business proposal. And most
Guys.
importantly, I didn't leave you for a job in D.C.
And it always comes back to this.
And he does the whole my wife thing again.
My wife.
And then Allison is like, but we're separated. And I'm like, you just served him divorce papers. You may as well be divorced.
Right.
Like, not just separated, but like...
But it's also weird that she served him those papers and then was like, okay, let's go to dinner.
Yeah, true. But again, love triangle-iness.
Angst.
Yeah.
Love.
Allison has many good points. And then Nathan says to Fargo, wake me when this is over.
Relatable.
Allie says, reminds me of the last time we slept together.
Yep.
Shots fired. And then Allison quits her job.
She does. She said, no, you guys stay. I quit.
She rage quits in this moment.
And it's not even rage quit. It's like flippant. Like, I quit. I'm over it. Goodbye.
I'm done dealing with all of you boys and your toys and cleaning up all of your messes.
Yeah, I'm done. Goodbye.
Done. So then we get back to the sheriff's office, and Carter locks up Fargo and calls Allison. Joe brings Seth in because he was trying to burn down Fargo's house. This has escalated quickly. And when Joe brings Seth in, when Fargo climbs the cell bars like a spider monkey, I lost it.
It was so cute, though.
Oh my gosh. This whole scene is hysterical. And when we come back to the sheriff's office in the next scene, it's even more hysterical to me. But first we got to go to Cafe DM because Allison is talking to Beverly, relaying the whole story of how she quit and feeling liberated and I feel so free. And then Beverly just starts to reveal that she's a terrible therapist.
Okay, but I hate Beverly. You know I hate Beverly.
Right.
But first of all, boundaries. I also would not want to be a therapist and then have someone come use my free therapy at lunch.
Yeah.
So
I do get that.
Boundaries there.
But she's also saying, I'm sick of all of you coming to me with your problems.
That part's terrible.
That's your freaking job, woman.
That part, horrible. Bad Beverly. But I will say, she's partially right about a lot of times people do go to therapy because they know what they want. They just want someone to tell them it's okay.
True.
I was one of those people. Not really. I didn't know what I wanted. But they help you figure out what you want and then how to get it. But also, like, when she says, talking is easy, doing is hard, she ain't wrong.
True.
She ain't wrong. But also, terrible therapist, just be like, so stop talking about it, just go do it.
Yeah.
No. Let's think this one through.
So then we head back to the sheriff's office. 10 calls in 10 minutes about people passing out. So this is not good.
Not good at all.
Joe hits the bickering boys with a super soaker.
It's fucking hilarious. What did she say? She's like, keep going, bitches. I could do this all day.
Yeah. Jack goes to find Allison and leaves Joe to watch them. Normally, she'd be super annoyed by this, but she seems to be enjoying the aqua violence.
She doesn't seem to be enjoying the
No,
aqua
she
violence.
is. She is enjoying the
absolutely.
aqua violence. Yes.
She's having the time of her life.
Absolutely, because he takes her super soaker and then she pulls out a water pistol.
Who wouldn't be having a blast as a sheriff just shooting someone in jail when they're misbehaving?
Right.
Like a super soaker.
Back at Global Dynamics, Stark wants access through some firewalls, and Dr. Glazer is skeptical.
He's
Dr.
like, these aren't very, that doesn't seem very safe.
Yeah, Dr. Glazer is the one that he's talking to in this scene.
Got you.
He's just kind of another
A name.
technician guy. But he's a named character, so I can actually use his name. And then Jack goes to Allison's house. She comes in all flirty.
Man, she comes in hot.
And she knows what she wants.
She's tired of talking. She's doing.
And she strips.
And she looks good.
Yes.
Hello, body.
Uh-huh.
Like, I thought she was hot before, but damn.
Uh-huh.
I'm not usually even into, like, skinny girl. Like, but damn.
Well, she's not just skinny, though.
She's, like, muscly.
fit.
Yeah, like, she looks like an Olympian.
Yeah. She works out, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Like, she's got muscle tone, and, yeah, she's not just skinny.
And she's not scrawny.
Yeah. She's not just skinny. She's fit. And she's, like, I mean, I feel like goals for, like, every human.
She's coming on to Carter.
Yep. Oh yeah, she strips. I got real excited there. She literally throws herself at Carter. But Carter is
Such a good boy.
yes. He can tell she's under the influence of something.
Right. And
He doesn't know what, but something.
Gold star for consent.
Yes.
And for of clear mind and consciousness.
Yes. He knows that consent cannot be given under the influence.
Yes.
So he is not going to.
He's not taking advantage.
Yes.
We love that.
Yes. And later, Allie does thank him for that.
It's very sweet.
Which is very sweet. But, you know, he's a good. I put in my notes all over the place. Good Carter!
He's a good little Boy Scout. It was good for him.
But Allie hates the rejection.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I mean, true. Nobody likes to be rejected.
Right. Sober or not.
Yes.
Of sound mind or not.
So she kicks him out. Just get out of here.
With the same line that she used when he got there, which is, I'm done talking.
Yes.
I'm doing.
At Cafe Diem, Carter goes to talk to Henry, and Henry's now voicing his frustrations about people always wanting him to fix everything.
Yeah, he's drinking scotch.
Yeah. He's being held down by the DOD. He's, you know, this is not what he signed up for. He signed up for scientific exploration, and now all the DOD wants is more battle things.
Right.
And he's upset about it.
Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to make fun things.
But he's not being very Henry-like, because
being
usually
very
Henry is all about helping and fixing things, and, oh, I know how to do that, you know.
Right, and he's usually there to, like, fix the issue, not create it.
Right.
But still, I can see how it would be tiring to always be the one to have to fix, like, mass destruction
Yes.
because of everyone else's mistakes.
Well, and just the fact that he has to change out his patches all the time means that everybody comes to him for everything.
Right.
Whether or not it's in his job description.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
So I get it.
Oh, yeah, I definitely
But
get
he's
it.
not being very Henry-like.
No.
And that's what's concerning. Even Vincent seems annoyed with...
Yeah, he's throwing
everything.
food places. He's serving caribou.
I mean, that's what he's served, but he's throwing plates. He's not... Oh, and he's trying to brain one of the Baker twins with a plate.
Not trying, he did.
And then on the street, there's more evidence that everyone is being affected.
Yes.
Just people
Carter
bickering.
asks, how many people didn't passed out last night and woke up in a weird place? And everyone raised their hand. Because Joe came up and said, the phone kept ringing.
And I
didn't
stopped
stop
answering it.
And you know, relatable.
I mean, there are times when you just have to just stop answering it.
I'm done here.
So Taggart is at the tower.
Yes.
And
Buck
he's
naked.
naked.
Buck naked.
And Carter is like, you're naked. And he's like, yeah.
Wanted to be closer to nature.
And he says, unfortunately, that doesn't tell me if you've been affected or not.
It really doesn't. I couldn't tell the entire time if Taggart was affected.
It may have been. May not have been. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
It's just Taggart. Taggart's kind of drunkenness is the same as just Taggart.
Yeah, he has no impulse control.
Right.
He just does what he wants to do and lives his best life.
Exactly. Taggart is happy to help take the tower down.
With a chainsaw that came, or
A buzzsaw.
buzzsaw that came out of nowhere.
Where was he keeping that?
Don't smell it.
Mm.
Hi, Betty.
Is this Castiel's corner?
That's my foot.
As soon as I say Castiel's corner, he doesn't say anything.
Meow. Meow.
Oh, the Crowley wants a corner now.
You want your corner?
What's up, bud?
Bless you.
Yeah, Kitty meows, Kitty sneezes.
Kitty stares.
All right. Where were we anyway? Oh, yeah. Taggart was taking down the tower with a buzzsaw.
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking of an off switch.
Okay. But that works too. At Global Dynamics, Stark pulls the biohazard alarm. Not the fire alarm, the biohazard alarm. So that everybody starts evacuating.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get back to the sheriff's office where it is chaos.
It's packed.
It is absolute chaos, and Jack thinks that he fixed the problem, but apparently not.
No one's getting any better.
No one's getting any better. In fact, some people seem to be getting worse. Henry is still annoyed. We're back at Henry's garage now, and he is still annoyed. He says the doctor is out. He's very much talking like he's gonna quit.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Allison rage quit. He's
just he sounds burnt out and just over it.
Yeah.
And kind of like the town drunk.
Yeah. He's like, I'm done. I'm absolutely done with all of you. He says it couldn't have been the tower. You couldn't have fixed it. It couldn't have been the tower because it wasn't even online yet.
Yep, and it's destroyed, so it won't be online anytime soon.
Right. So, dismantling the tower did nothing, and Beverly comes on the PA system to let everyone know that she is a trash therapist. And that she's going to air everyone's dirty laundry.
Yeah, what the hell?
So much for doctor-client privilege.
Right.
So much for HIPAA.
Right.
Like,
Damn.
you are bad at your job, Beverly. This isn't just like people come to you for advice. No, this is your job.
Right.
And you are doing it wrong.
Right.
So angry right now. So Jack is angry too, and he runs to try and stop Beverly from doing this. And Allison is hot on his heels, and we get a girl fight.
Yeah, we do.
It's a pretty good girl fight.
If we didn't know anything about Beverly, where did she learn these fighting skills? She's fighting like a pro.
And Allison is too.
Well, Allison's like the head of the Department of Defense. Like she's
only for
government.
She's a liaison for the Department.
But she has a gun. She's Department of Defense.
Right. But
she's got a badge. She had to go to like Quantico type thing.
Yeah, but she was a doctor. Like she's not just.
But she had to have training to be Department of Defense stuff. Like
yeah.
But
both
where
of them.
Where did Beverly come from?
But both of them are fighting like pros.
Yeah.
And it's kind of awesome to see.
It is. I love a good like girl fight where there's actual fighting and not just like
slap fight or hair pulling. There's no hair pulling involved. This is not like chick fight. This is a girl fight that
punches thrown.
Yes. And Jack tries to break it up, but Allison gets his gun. Allie's got a gun. Allison has Beverly and Jack at gunpoint, and Jack figures out that he's not affected at this moment. He's like, everybody's affected except him.
Me. And let's talk about where they came in with Beverly and her spilling. Did you notice where she was? She was at Walter and Susan?
Yeah.
Walter and Susan.
And she said she was going in alphabetical order.
So that means she already went through the Carters.
Oh, yeah.
Jack
and she already went through pretty much everybody in town.
Yeah.
Unless she was at the S's for Susan.
No,
but...
she said she was at the P's.
Oh, yeah, because
so
she was going by last
name. She didn't get to Stark.
Right.
She didn't get to... what's Fargo's last name?
Fargo.
Oh, what's his first name?
Douglas.
Oh. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at names.
So, yeah, she got to Fargo.
Yeah. She got to the Carters. She got to a lot of people.
She didn't get to Taggart.
No.
Although I don't think she would have. There's not much dirty laundry.
I don't think Taggart would go talk to her.
I don't think Taggart has any secrets.
That's fair. What you see is what you get with Taggart.
Yeah. Obviously, because he's gonna show up naked.
Joe wouldn't have minded.
I mean, honestly, when they show him mostly naked,
yeah, I didn't mind.
He doesn't look terrible for
I was impressed.
An older gentleman.
He keeps himself well.
Yes. Well, he does a lot of outdoorsy stuff.
Yes.
So that has to keep him in shape a little bit.
Right.
But yes, so Jack figures out that he has not been affected. He gets his gun back, and then he handcuffs the ladies.
Also hot.
Except he handcuffed Allison to a doorknob.
I didn't notice that.
How much good is this doing? She just had a drag-out fight with Beverly. She's obviously strong. It's a doorknob. Like, how effective is this?
Probably could have picked a better spot there, bud.
Probably. And then he zip ties Beverly to the radiator. That
Double
makes
hot.
sense. But a doorknob? Really, Allison, you couldn't get out of that?
Right.
Anyway. Then Jack is driving through the town, and it looks post-apocalyptic. There's trash everywhere, empty streets.
It's very not Eureka.
Yes.
There's a vehicle flipped.
It's not clean. Eureka's very clean.
Yeah.
And it's not clean.
It's orderly, and it is not orderly in this scene.
Right. There's just paper everywhere.
Yeah.
And the streets are empty. Usually it's at least buzzing a little bit with some
bustling
people. So we get back to Sarah, and Zoe is there. She's scared also. He had called her and told her to go back to the smart house. But Jack figures out why he and Zoe are not affected, and it's because the smart house is hermetically sealed.
I think it's funny when he gets home and she's like, "How do I know it's you?" And he's like, "If you don't put my World Series bat down, I'm gonna ground you until you're 30." And she's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, yeah.
And it was very reminiscent of a scene that I remember very vividly from X-Men, like the first movie in the trilogy, where Mystique is taking over everyone. And Cyclops Scott says to Wolverine/Logan and says, "How do I know it's you?" And Logan goes, "You're a dick." And he goes, "Yep, it's you." And because they hate each other.
Right.
And I remember this so vividly because I was a kid when I watched this, and I watched it with my dad because we watched a lot of like superhero stuff together. And I watched it and I knew that was funny.
Right.
I didn't know why it was funny. I just knew it was like a funny, like I liked the cadence kind of thing. And I stood up and I was like, "You're a dick." And my dad's like, "Nope, that's not a word we say." And I was like, "Got it."
Well, yeah, it's like when we're little, we always have to try out the words.
Yeah.
And then our parents tell us whether or
Nope,
not it's
that's
things
not
we're
right.
allowed to say. Oh, yeah. So he finds out that it's hermetic, or he realizes, he thinks about it and asks Sarah and finds out that it's a hermetically sealed bunker. But Sarah corrects him. Technically, I'm a smart house.
Right. How dare you?
And Sarah says that there was a pollen increase at sunrise. So that's kind of clicking some wheels, ringing some bells for Jack. So he goes out to the orchard. Because pollen and orchard
And she said it's like an abnormal pollen.
Yes, it's a weird pollen.
She would have to test for it.
Mm-hmm. So while he's on his way to the orchard, presumably Sarah is testing the pollen and Zoe is doing some research on the computer.
Good teamwork, guys.
Yeah. I like this team.
Yes, I like when Zoe gets to help.
Yes. And Sarah.
And Sarah.
Sarah's
you
good.
know Sarah.
Sarah's good too.
Also, you know what I thought about? He probably named her Sarah for Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh no, he says, well, he doesn't say that, but Jack kind of hones in on that.
Oh, I didn't remember
in the first
that part,
couple
but I was like,
episodes.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes.
That was a shower thought. A shower watching thought.
Yeah. No, you're right. So Fargo, I don't think it's ever actually said, but all the references, yes, to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah,
he
it's gotta
obviously made the acronym work so
Right.
that he could name it Sarah.
Absolutely.
He does say at one point, we're just waiting to hear back from Sarah Michelle Gellar's people
Oh, that is true, yeah.
for the voice. Anyway, so yes, Jack is in the orchard, and Zoe does some online research. The word necrosomnium translates to death sleep.
Again, not anything with necro. Not going to be a great ending.
Yeah, but it can be used as an alternative for anesthesia.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand why
Yeah.
it would be of use.
Yes. And Jack doesn't see any purple flowers until one of those little buds opens up.
And yep, there's the purple flower.
And there it is. So, luckily, Jack thought and brought a respirator so that he doesn't inhale the pollen. And a flamethrower.
I like that forethought there, bud.
Gotta love a flamethrower.
Cass liked it too.
Cass did like it. Alright, so Jack brought his respirator, he brought his flamethrower, but before he can use it, Taggart knocks Jack out. And Taggart is still naked.
Good for him.
Good for him. He's getting close to nature.
We love that.
Jack wakes up when Taggart tries to remove the fuel tank that's fueling the flamethrower. And Jack threatens Taggart's chestnuts. This is the second time we've had a threat to someone's manhood in this episode. So, Jack threatens Taggart's manhood, and then he screams and runs away.
Yes.
Yes. And Jack gets to throwing the flames. He's gonna burn down this whole orchard. Which, I mean, good, because it's gonna help, but also, you don't know what those burning plants will do in the atmosphere.
Right. Speaking of purple haze, like...
Right?
Are they going to get high? Are they going to knock everyone out? Like,
is it going to get worse? Like,
right.
Because, you know, if you burn, like, poison ivy and you inhale that smoke, it's bad.
I didn't know that.
It's bad news bears. You can get, like, poison ivy poisoning, like, in your lungs and stuff.
Oof.
Yeah, so you don't want to ever burn poison ivy.
My mom's super sensitive to poison ivy and oak, and I have not been outside enough to know if I am.
I have been outside a lot. I'm pretty sure that my sister and I are not allergic to it.
My mom, like, breaks out into huge hives.
Yeah.
I, again, don't go outside. So,
No, my sister and I spent our entire youths running around, hiking in the woods and running around unsupervised in the forest.
I'm an indoor patio cat.
Well, my dad had a weekend place that was 175 acres of
Right.
forest, and we explored most of that.
Oh, I had plenty of opportunities to go outside. I had a lot of family that had acres and acres of land and, like, animals, and my grandparents had a huge... I didn't do the outside.
We absolutely did. And
I would go up to my mom after playing outside and be like, "Shoo, mommy, dirty," and she'd have to carry wipes with her and wipe my hands.
Aww.
I didn't like it. So anytime, I tell you, I'm an indoor cat. Have been forever.
Oh, yeah.
Will be forever.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's why on dating profiles, when they're like, "I love the outdoors," I'm like,
pass.
I don't mind it if the temperature is between 67 and 73.
Okay.
And the humidity is low.
Okay.
And maybe a little cloudy.
Oh, yeah.
And I have access to plumbing. And someone will take care of any bugs that cross my path.
Oh.
But other than that, I love it. Love the outdoors.
Yeah, no, my sister and I, we would go running around the forest all day long, come back, do tick checks on each other, all the things, and never once was affected by poison ivy. And there was poison ivy and poison oak in those woods.
I mean, yeah, they're woods.
Yeah, so, and because this was also up in Illinois, so, yeah. All over the place. Neither one of us ever affected, so I'm not going to go test the theory.
Right, don't go, like, roll around in poison ivy.
No, but my sister's pretty sure she did kind of roll around in poison ivy once and never got affected, so.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jack is throwing flames. Willy-nilly. Probably should have asked somebody about it first before he did this, but Here we are. Zoe is then serving soup at the sheriff's office. And Jack goes to release the ladies over at Beverly's. Everybody seems to be calming down now. But there's a security breach in Section 5.
Bum, bum, bum. In Section 5.
Because Nathan is still trying to get at that artifact. Whatever is in there could change the world and is incredibly dangerous.
And I think this shows that, like, yes, it was an impulse, but also it's just what he wants to do. Like, even as he's coming out of this craze, like, he's still like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, because it's been his obsession for a long time.
Right, and you
it's
can't tell me that GD isn't hermetically sealed.
I still think that he was affected.
He was affected for sure, because he didn't sleep there, but, like...
Yeah.
But I'm sure it wore off a little bit. Like, this was him...
Yeah, this is still just him...
obsessing.
Yeah. I think when he pulled the biohazard alarm, he was affected.
Yeah.
But he's still just obsessing at
Yeah.
this point. I love, though, the conversation between Allie and Jack in the elevator. Whatever's in there could change the world and is incredibly dangerous. And she says, do you know of anything to change the world that wasn't? Jack says, Velcro.
I know. I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not, but you know what? That brings us to this week's
Science Corner! I have talked to my dad about the stinger.
Brilliant.
He's going to work on it.
Brilliant. So, for today's Science Corner, we're going to talk all about Velcro.
I'm so excited. I almost threw my yarn ball.
Velcro, aka hook and loop fastener, aka hook and pile fastener, aka touch fastener.
Because Velcro is the brand name.
Correct. That was my next note. It's a trademark. And it's sort of like Kleenex in that way, where it's been genericized.
Yeah. Band-Aid.
And it was invented in 1941 by Swiss engineer George de Mestral. It was inspired by burrs that were stuck on his dog after a hunting trip.
Makes sense.
He looked at these burrs under a microscope and discovered the hooks that catch on anything with a loop, like fur or clothing or hair. And the hooks on the burr are actually a mechanism naturally used for seed dispersal. They're called bract spines. De Mestral called his invention Velcro, so he's the one that came up with that word. He was granted a patent in 1955. So he discovered this in 1941. He got the patent in 55. And it was marketed as the zipperless zipper.
Valid.
Yeah. But it didn't really catch on super fast.
Okay.
So the people thought that it was just like cheap fabric. Like it didn't look good on clothing. So the first place that it caught on was at NASA.
Huh.
For astronauts to more easily get in and out of their spacesuits.
Nice.
And then after the astronauts, the scuba people said, oh yeah, this could be easy.
Oh, scuba. I didn't think about that. I was
yeah.
thinking firefighters for sure.
Yeah. Then scuba. And then after the scuba divers, it debuted at Fashion Week in the mid-1960s in their, like, futuristic fashion.
I mean, they weren't wrong.
Yeah. So then the patent expired in 1978. So then everybody started using it, like, from China and all the different places started using it to put on their products.
And now children's shoes are much easier.
Yes. And it has changed the world.
And now we have command strips.
Yeah.
I'd be lost without command strips.
Oh my gosh. Most of these paintings that you see hanging on my wall are all held up by command strips.
Oh, I can see. That's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of them are nails and then the command strips on the bottom to keep them from moving.
That's awesome. That's so smart.
So they don't get all tilty. But yeah, a lot of, like, any of my paintings that are just the canvas on the wall, those are all just held up by command strips.
I love that.
Now, George de Mestral was inducted posthumously into the USA's National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1999.
Good for him.
Yeah. So that's this week's Science Corner.
I like this week's Science Corner.
I was a little hard pressed to find a Science Corner because the plant isn't a real plant that exists. And I didn't want to do a deep dive into anesthesia and alternatives.
It could have been like on poppies.
On what?
Poppies?
Yeah.
Because poppies release like a sleepy thing.
Yeah.
For...
Well, that's how they make opium.
And Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So that is this week's Science Corner.
Science Corner.
So, Stark is heading to the artifact down that hallway where Carl Carlson got disappeared. He's not wearing the Seabase Alpha suit. He's just in his normal clothes. And he's heading down the hallway. And the failsafe has been disengaged. And Allie wants to help Nathan, so she goes to talk to them. And they need each other.
They do.
And they hug. So even more conflicting feelings from
Absolutely.
Allison, for sure. She kind of looks at Carter knowingly, like, I know this probably hurts to see, but
there's still something, like, there's
There-
still a vibe here. There's still an emotion here.
yes, it's
A vibe
obvious
was
that that there's still some sort of feelings
Yeah.
between them. So then, back at Henry's garage, Carter gets on the PA to calm down the town, and he's like, listen, we all effed up here.
We all said things we shouldn't have.
Yeah, so just remember that you did too, and let's all just forgive and forget.
In true Henry fashion, he's kind of wrapping it up, like bringing people together,
Mm-hmm.
being loving and inclusive
Yes.
and forgiving.
Yep. And then while Jack and Allison are talking, and then Henry's on the PA, he announces that he is leaving Eureka.
I want you to know I was crocheting when I watched that, and I, like, dropped my needle.
Oh no. Well, and I put in my notes, no, Henry.
I panicked.
Because that's where we end the episode.
I'm not gonna lie, that might be the reason I text you and said, like, hey, I'm not gonna sleep. Maybe we should do the podcast today.
You needed to talk about this moment.
Well, I needed to watch the second one, but then
Right.
that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because we breakfasted.
Yes, we did.
Breakfasted hard.
But breakfast was so good.
It was so good.
But yeah, we're losing Henry, and I'm like so upset about it.
If I went through all of this to get attached to him in this first season and I never see him again, I'm going to lose it.
No spoilers, so I can't tell you if you do
I
or
know.
not. But our Henry,
You can tell, like, he's burned out. Like, he's
Yes.
exhausted.
I feel like he needs a vacation though. He doesn't need to move away.
I feel like he needs appreciation.
He does.
I feel relatable. I feel like he's coming from a very relatable spot in my brain.
Yes.
I love my job and I love what I do, but sometimes it gets turned into not what I do.
But I'm also like, okay, all y'all need to appreciate Henry, first of all. But also, Henry needs a vacation.
Oh yeah, for
He
sure.
needs to go just chill on a beach somewhere.
I feel like that would drive him crazy though. He
No.
needs to go He needs to go, like, to a cabin in the woods with a full workshop where he can tinker.
A bungalow on the beach
Where he can tinker.
with a full workshop where he can tinker
And lots of scotch.
and not have people bothering him while he tinkers.
Yes.
Yes. For like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then he'll be good and come back and be our Henry again.
What do they call that when, like, professors take a long leave?
Sabbatical.
Yes.
Yes. He needs a sabbatical.
Yes.
But don't leave us, Henry. We love you.
You can't leave us.
But we don't know if he's leaving us or not because that's where we end the episode.
Because that's the end.
I hate to leave everyone on a cliffhanger, but here we are.
We are also on a cliffhanger. At
Yes.
least I am.
So, I mean, I'm sure you're not in the mood after talking about Henry leaving, but it's time for Smash or Pass.
Smash or pass.
Smash or Pass!
I can't have my dad make a jingle for that. I'm so sorry. Hey, Dad, I have this other jingle I need you to make. What's it for? Smash or pass?
So, it's time, though.
Smash or pass?
Smash or Pass. Seth.
I didn't get to know enough of him.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was smash, sometimes it was pass. I thought about it
Right.
the whole time. Like, I
Right.
feel like I would need more of him.
See, if I just saw him, it would be a smash.
Yeah,
He's
same.
a big dude, and I kind of dig big dudes.
Yeah.
But with his anger issues...
Yeah, with the anger, but we only saw him, A, around those plants.
Right, so is that?
B, with Fargo heckling him.
Right.
And, like, his
But
comebacks
also,
are pretty funny.
but also his obsession with Apocalypse Now, that might be a pass for me, because that's, like, not my vibe.
That's fair.
But if I just
I'll
saw
say for
him...
now pass, but I would
Yeah.
like to know more about this character.
Okay. Alright, I'll take that. For me, it's... Honestly, it becomes a pass just because of how obsessed with Apocalypse Now he is.
Yeah.
So... What about sleep pods at work?
Smash.
Smash that all day long.
I mean, that's basically what my car becomes, but still.
But wouldn't
in,
it be
like, a
lovely to have a
dark-
lovely climate-controlled sleep
Oh,
pod?
it'd be wonderful.
What about... I put Dr. Glazer. We only see him for, like, a half a scene.
He did not stay in my brain long enough for me to give you an answer.
Right, he's a pass for me just because he's unnotable.
forgettable.
Yeah. What about Allison in matching pink undies?
Smash!
Yeah. Always smash. Because dang.
And knowing what she wants and going after. Yes, please.
That whole scene. I would have to be like Carter and be like, no, you're not yourself right now.
Absolutely.
But
I
it would be
save that image.
so hard.
100%.
Leo. What about Naked Taggart?
Smash.
Smash.
The
Smash
confidence.
that. Yes. Outside even. So that we could be closer to nature.
Maybe in an RV.
Maddie's going, no bugs, please.
Maybe in an RV. The outside things happened once before. I still don't think I can do it again. It was gross.
Bugs in weird places.
There's just outside air getting in places that outside air doesn't belong.
Vince and I smashed outside once.
That does not surprise me at all.
Well, my friend, I think that's all for this week.
I think so.
Now you and I are going to go watch the movie Smart House.
Yes, we are.
In preparation for next week's episode.
Yes.
So, with that, I'm going to let our credits take us out.
See you next week.
Bye, honey.
Bye, bestie. Madi and Rin are a pair of best friends and photographers and lover of all things nerd culture. We have no affiliation with the Sci-Fi Channel or the producers of Eureka.
We are having fun here. Everything we say is our own opinion and thoughts. Nothing is official.
If you want to contact us, you can email or find us on Instagram and drop us a line there. Our email address is youshouldwatchpod1@gmail.com, and on Instagram, we are @youshouldwatchpodcast.
Big thanks and praise, always, to John Eric Copeland for the use of his original song written for this podcast. He is the founder of From the Moment Music at fromthemomentmusic.com.
Thanks, Dad. Now, go follow the show on whatever platform you found us on, and tell your besties to listen. And until next time,
Bye,
bye besties!